Hey guys, it's Ashante. My group did Chapter 12, Public Health and Crisis Communication. I'm going to talk about public health and some of the epidemics that happen within public health. Um, Public health is the well-being of entire communities. So you have public health officials that look at certain data in different communities to see, oh, what illnesses are happening in this community? How can we be proactive about that and educate people on how to maintain those illnesses? They want to maintain the good health of communities. They're educators. They monitor health needs. They're very proactive, like I just said. They oversee many operations, so such as like if there's an outbreak of AIDS and SARS and TB and avian flu, they're the ones that are going to monitor that and give out, the education and work directly with community leaders and also community leaders and public health officials and doctors and other healthcare people. Now, Jean's going to talk about risk communication.
Thank you. So what is risk communication? And risk communication is an ongoing process to inform people in engaging in interactive discussions about how people perceive the risks and how do they feel about their risk messages. And so scholars define risk communication as a science-based approach for communicating effectively in situations of high stress, high concern, and controversy. And the purpose of risk communication is to help the residents of affected community to understand the process of risk assessment and management and to participate in making best possible decisions about how the risk should be managed. And so basically, risk communication is a two-way conversation in which an organization informs and is informed by the members of affected community. And according to Sandman, there are three risk communication traditions. So first one is helping people who are insufficiently concerned appreciate that serious risk exists. And the second one is reassuring and calming people who are excessively concerned. And the third one is working with people who are appropriately concerned and to help to cope and to function effectively. And what is crisis communication? Crisis communication is an approach used by scientists and public health professionals to provide information that allows an individual or stakeholder or an entire community to make the best possible decisions about their well-beings under nearly impossible time constraints while accepting the imperfect nature of their choices, which means that it acknowledges the nearly impossible demands and inherently imperfect nature of crisis management. So the crisis involves the unexpectedness, high levels of threat, or arousing and stressed population. And in crisis situations, people tend to act irrationally or selfishly, but when they're well informed, they will help other people before themselves. And the important tenet of risk communication and crisis communication is the saying that be open about what you know, even if you don't have all the answers. And it will continue with Oliver.
Great, thank you, Jean. Hi guys, so I'm Oliver. So following to Jean, crisis communication is a very important part of our life. So as you guys know about the September 11, the crisis that our country, they got a very bad situation, and according to that situation, Mayor Giuliani, New York mayor, and also known as lawyer President Donald Trump, and he got a very good communication with the public. He said that the point is, if you want the whole communication to feel you, you gotta show that you got emotion to the problems, and you gotta feel them so they can feel you. So the important part here, So to be communicate with the public, you gotta feel emotional about the problems. So that's very important when it comes to communicating with the public. And then about partnering with the stakeholders. As you guys know, after this we may start a company. We work in communicate with the public. We're gonna work in a social job. So we gotta need our stakeholders. So what stakeholder means? It means it kind of like a friend who got the same goal with you. So like you guys partnering with each other, sharing things, and then together you guys making things happen, make monies, and makes everything going good. So this one is a very good part. So in a formal way, stakeholder is a friend. So, and the second point, the stakeholder in the company, maybe a group of people or a group or an individual that got interest in your company and want to invest to your company. So how that's very important. So as you guys know, we couldn't do anything like alone. We gotta have partnership. We gotta have friends all around us. So stakeholder is a very important part of our life. And then to communicate with the stakeholders a very effective way, you gotta make a connection to them and make sure that they feel you, and then you guys have the same connection and you guys sharing everything together. Be honest, be loyal, and everything that makes a relationship being good. And now it's jumping to Ashanti part. You're gonna follow me.
Thank you, Oliver. So after talking about risk communication and partnering with stakeholders, I want to go back to looking at AIDS. AIDS, SARS, TB, and avian flu, and social mobilization. With AIDS, like in the community, when people have AIDS, like on the news and like media sites, you're going to see, oh, what are the symptoms of AIDS? How do you get AIDS? How do you fight that? How do you educate your peers in your community? And then with like TB, you look at that more on like a global side, because it happens a lot, like global health. And so you're going to hear about that also, like the avian flu. And so a lot of these like epidemics go into like risk communication and crisis communication, because when there's like an outbreak of it, that's what you're going to hear on the news and like media sources. Thank you.